Not less than 22 bishops of the Church of Nigeria, other clergymen from around Ibadan, all gathered to join the family of late retired Bishop of the Diocese of Ibadan, Anglican Communion, the Right Reverend Rufus Morakinyo Okeremi, who was laid to rest after the funeral service at the St. Anne's Anglican Church, Molete, Ibadan. During the service, the late church father was described by the current diocesan bishop, Archbishop Joseph Akinfenwa, as a man that took life step by step, following the leading of God Almighty.
He paced himself. He took life one day at a time. Very humorous person. He was not in too much hurry. When it was time for him to focus 100% on the work of God, he obeyed and joined the house of clergy fully. He took his time and did his best wherever he found himself, until it pleased the Lord to grant him a seat in the episcopate. He came across as someone who had many more years ahead of him. You are bound to gain something when you listen to him.
Also during the service, the last book of the deceased, titled A Guide to Church Administration in Historical Context, The Anglican Perspective, which was published by his children, was presented by the Bishop Theologian of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Right Reverend Professor Dakbo Asaju.
Baba Okeremi is a man of ideas, or he was a man of ideas. I still is, because he's still living in heaven. Christians really don't die. One tragedy of the African continent is that many of our leaders and intellectuals, they die off with all their ideas undocumented. The beauty of having books is the ideas continue to teach, continue to speak to us. And so having in your possession this book will put Baba Okeremi in your home as your companion, in your classroom as your teacher, and in the seminary as a guide to upcoming priests, also as an archiepiscopal person in the intellectual realm to continue to guide those who are still working for God here. This book is titled A Guide to Church Administration in Historical Context, Anglican Perspective. Anglican Perspective. It is authored by Right Reverend Rufus Morakinyo Okeremi, published 2023.
Amongst other dignitaries at the funeral was the chairman of the ACNNTV Management Board. The late bishop is survived by his wife, children, and grandchildren. Other highlights of the service was a burial proper at the graveside.